So I'm gathering the information, and then I head back, whether they're walking with me or head back to the door, find them, and then we head to the kitchen table.
All right. So outlining your sales process as best you can, sitting here cold. I know you, by the way, you have any tools, books? What do you like?
So we use the binder, the CertainPath binder, and then I'm bringing a trifold of the colors of shingles that we offer, and then we have a company folder that has information about our company, references, a little bit more about the warranty that is offered with the shingles, and then some skylight stuff if it pertains.
All right. So for people that aren't familiar with the process, can you kind of walk me through it?
Yeah, so I am sitting down and I kind of go over what I look for with a roof that needs to be replaced. And so I'm giving them that list of kind of check boxes, and then I take out my phone and then I start showing them pictures.
Okay.
And then asking, do you see any of these? And they can pretty quickly point out, yep, I'm seeing black streaking, or yep, that's my ridge cap is starting to get tattered, or I'm missing shingles. And so I'm then clarifying like color drip edge and pointing out chimneys if they need a cricket or not, or if they have one.
Price stuff they do.
Exactly. I'm just trying to give them as much information about their roof as possible.
Right. Okay, so you're going through, okay, these are the things that are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you had me out here because these are issues. What's the next step in the process?
Then I use the CertainPath, I'm blanking on the name, but it's the 10, what's the most important part about your roof?
Yeah.
And so I'm offering him that page, and that kind of opens up the conversation of where they're coming from as a customer.
Right. So there's all sorts of good stuff like what they value, right?
Exactly.
So you're looking at, is it five most important things or three most important things to them? I forget what it is of the 10.
So I asked I know they're all important, but is there one or two that kind of stick out to you being most important?
Right. So is it that? I have a list actually. I think it's like
financing, value, peace of mind, energy savings, appearance, guarantees. Yep, so guarantees.
People say those that their response. How does that change your mindset or your approach?
I'm going over all of them, and so I'm gonna just cue in on the ones that are important to them and maybe talk a little bit more about them.
Okay, very good.
Or kind of talk a little bit more about that.
And how you guys fit that.
Exactly.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
All right, what's the next step after that?
Then we dive into the anatomy of the roof. Okay. So we've got a photo of the different layers, and then we're just talking about, that's where I talk about the entire process. How we're going to remove and strip and then kind of build your new roofing system back up. These are the products we use. This is why we use them. And then talking about ventilation is always an important thing. That is nobody else, they know nothing about ventilation typically.
We're getting
and most other roofing companies don't talk about it either. So
what do you say to homeowners? Why don't it? What is ventilation? Do I want it sealed up? I don't want anything coming into my house.
So in Vermont, we get a lot of snow and ice. And so I open up the conversation asking if they have any ice damming or if they get icicles on their roof. And then depending on that answer, I can kind of go into, you do have proper ventilation or you don't, and this is why. And then kind of giving them the understanding of why ventilation is important.
Sure. Okay. Do you talk about how your construction process is at that point or how you're different? Like, for example, you guys have project managers or superintendent, everyone calls it QC guy.
Yeah, no, we do have project managers on the job site, but that is kind of at the very end.
Very good.
Yeah.
Jumping in.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Slow down, Bob. All right, so what's your next step there?
So after ventilation, trying to think, I'm going through the book, but I'm just kind of making sure they understand the entire process before I get into the warranties and guarantees. And so we offer a warranty with the product that we use, and then talk about our no leak guarantee.
Okay.
Yep.
So explain the no leak guarantee to me, like I'm a customer and how that's beneficial.
Yeah. So for 5 years, no questions asked, whether it's a product issue or a workmanship issue. We just want our customers to be 100% satisfied. So as long we can't fix a problem that we don't know about, so we just ask that you communicate. But we just want to make sure we're giving you the best products that you possibly can get.
The peace of mind.
Exactly.
That's great. Okay, what's the next step?
And then I introduce financing if that is something they're interested in. We don't do a ton of financing. Probably 10% of our customers are financing, and they're doing more short-term financing than long-term.
Okay, yeah, because your average ticket you said it was $20,000. So
yeah,
that's nice. That's nice. So you don't have to deal with it. You're not giving up any points back.
Exactly.
So okay, very good. So you go through it though. It's a tool that you use.
And some people are like, nope, and I just kind of breeze through that. If not, I'll talk more in depth depending on their body language and how they're responding to me talking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point with the body language. You can probably tell right away. People lean into certain things, and then you just go down that rabbit trail a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So what's
after financing? I talk about the core values.
Okay, great.
Yep. And so that's kind of the summing up the whole process. Family, community, excellence, and integrity are the 4 pillars that we really lean on as a company.
Yeah.
And so kind of going through each of those, and then when going through each of those, that's when I start talking about our project managers and our guarantees and just the whole process a little bit more in detail of why we're different.
Sure. So do a lot of your competitors have project managers, or it's mostly just they sell it? There's guys up there, and
I think most of them are sending a crew, or if there's a project manager, they just show up and then leave. So we have a project manager that is there majority of the day.
Right.
They're running trailers if they need to, getting other materials if they need to. Plywood's a big one.
Sure.
But they're there majority of the day and kind of being that liaison between the homeowner and the customer.
Mm-hmm. What else? Is there anything else at that point? You kind of talk about the company or your process and how it's different, maybe how the tear-off's different, it's cleaner.
So that is during the core values, cleanup is extremely important to us. So talking about how we tarp the edges of the roof, protecting landscaping, siding, and windows, and then we've got a dedicated cleanup crew within the crew that's literally cleaning up all day long.
That's great.
Yep.
So you use raking, check for nail.
All of it.
All you do the metal detector too?
We do like the magnet, the roller.
Yeah, that's great. But it's frequent to differentiate yourself.
Yeah. We can get 99.9% of the nails. We can't guarantee 100, but they usually chuckle at that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it happens. All right, so you go through your core values, and then what's next?
And then I let them know the next steps in this process. So because of the service in Vermont, I'm not able to build proposals on site.
Okay.
And so I let them know that I'm going to send off for the roof report, get that roof report. I'm going to head back to the office, build the proposal, and then I will email that over to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Right. So you can't close it, right? So that's frustrating, but it is what it is.
Yeah. We found that Vermonters, I'd done a couple, I was experimenting with the one-day close with the service areas that I couldn't do it. I was fairly successful, but Vermonters like to take their time, is what it seems like. I'm sure everybody does, but...
Sure. So is it a rule that you can't do it, a law?
No, it's literally I don't have cell phone service.
You don't have cell phone? Oh, wow.
So I can't get access to any of our programming to do anything.
Okay, well, that's a unique challenge.
It is. So yeah, Vermont's pretty funny when it comes to cell phone service.
All right, so you go back to the office, or you go home, or you build it out.
Yep.
Okay, so you email it, then what? Do you follow up right away?
Yes. So that I feel like is why I'm as successful as I am, is because of my follow-up process. So I send over the email with the proposal. I'm either giving them a call 3 or 4 days after. We have an automatic email that is sent out a week after, and that usually prompts them to at least start the conversation again. And then I'm calling them after that 1 week. I'll call them probably once every week or two after that, and I'll continue to call them, or text them is another great way I've actually had great success with, until they give me a hard yes or a hard no.